Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring one of the earliest and most interesting coins from Australia's decimal currency era, the 1967 Australian 10-cent coin. At first glance, it might seem like just an ordinary piece of change, but this coin actually represents a significant period in Australia's monetary history. From its introduction in the mid-1960s to its enduring design and wide circulation, the 1967 10-cent coin tells the story of a nation modernizing its money and identity. So, sit back as we take a closer look at its design, history, and the value it holds today. Historical background. The story of the 1967 10-cent coin begins just 1 year after one of the biggest changes in Australian financial history, the introduction of decimal currency in 1966. Before that, Australia used the old British-style system of pounds, shillings, and pence. But on the 14th of February, 1966, the country switched to a much simpler decimal system, where $1 equaled 100 cents. Along with this new system came an entirely new set of coins, including the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50-cent denominations. The 10-cent coin was designed to replace the old shilling, which had a similar size and value. The 1967 issue was only the second year of production for this coin, and it was struck in very large numbers to meet the growing needs of a population adjusting to the new currency system. During this time, Australians were still getting used to cents and dollars instead of pounds and pence, so these coins played a big part in daily transactions and the gradual transition to modern money. Obverse design. Queen Elizabeth II. On the obverse or front side of the 1967 10-cent coin, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This elegant image shows the young queen facing to the right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most iconic appearances on Commonwealth coinage. Surrounding her portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II and Australia 1967. This design was used on all Australian coins from 1966 through 1984 and represents a period when Australia was embracing a new sense of identity, modern, independent, yet still connected to its Commonwealth heritage. The Machin portrait is graceful and balanced, reflecting the craftsmanship and respect that went into the design of Australia's new decimal coins. Reverse design. The lyrebird. On the reverse side of the 1967 10-cent coin is one of Australia's most iconic and beloved designs, the superb lyrebird, created by the master coin designer Stuart Devlin. The lyrebird is a native Australian species famous for its beautiful tail feathers and its incredible ability to mimic natural and man-made sounds. Devlin's design captures the lyrebird in an elegant pose, its long, ornate tail feathers fanning out gracefully across the surface of the coin. Just below the bird, you'll find the denomination 10, simple and clear. This design has become one of the most recognizable in Australian coinage and remains unchanged on the 10-cent coin even today, more than 50 years later. The reverse design reflects Devlin's artistic approach. He wanted every Australian coin to represent something unique about the country's identity, from its wildlife to its culture. The lyrebird perfectly symbolized the beauty and distinctiveness of Australia's natural world. Composition and specifications. The 1967 10-cent coin was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5.65 grams, has a diameter of 23.6 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The coin's silver-like appearance and solid feel made it both durable and attractive for circulation. This same metal composition and design have remained largely unchanged in the decades since, proving the strength and timelessness of its original concept. Mintage and circulation. The 1967 issue of the 10-cent coin saw a massive production, with tens of millions minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. This large mintage was necessary because Australia was still expanding the supply of decimal coins to replace the old pre-decimal ones that were being phased out. Because of the high mintage, 1967 10-cent coins were common in circulation for decades. Even today, you can still occasionally find them in your loose change, a testament to how well these coins were made and how long they've lasted in everyday use. Collectability and value. From a collector's perspective, the 1967 10-cent coin is not considered rare, as many were produced and circulated heavily. However, it remains popular among numismatists because of its historical importance as one of the first decimal coins and because it retains the classic Machin and Devlin designs that defined an era. Circulated examples are generally worth their face value, but uncirculated coins, especially those with brilliant mint luster, are worth more to collectors. Coins found in mint sets or proof sets from the period are particularly prized for their sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. Error coins, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double obverse impressions, are also sought after and can be quite valuable depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Legacy and significance. The 1967 10-cent coin holds a special place in Australia's numismatic history. It symbolizes the early days of decimalisation, a time when Australians were learning to use a brand new system of money that would eventually shape the country's modern economy. Its simple yet elegant design, featuring Queen Elizabeth II and the lyrebird, has stood the test of time. In fact, the 10-cent coin you find in circulation today still looks almost identical to the one issued in 1967, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in Australian history. This continuity reflects the strength of Stuart Devlin's artistry and the coin's deep connection to Australian identity. For many collectors and older Australians alike, the 1967 10-cent coin isn't just money. It's a nostalgic reminder of a defining moment in the nation's history. Conclusion. So, there you have it, the story of the 1967 Australian 10-cent coin. It's a coin that may seem small and ordinary, but it carries within it the story of Australia's journey into the decimal age, the skill of its designers, and the enduring beauty of its native wildlife. If you happen to find one in your collection or even in your loose change, take a moment to appreciate it, not just as a piece of metal, but as a symbol of national transformation and artistic excellence. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Australian coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Do you have a 1967 10-cent coin in your collection? Share your story. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting!